Welcome to this edition of our Speaker Spotlight for Rise, a Roofer Road show coming to Fort Lauderdale and Houston in 2 weeks. I'm TJ McCormack, Community Manager of Roofer and the Master of Ceremonies for Rise. And we're here with Jamie Yoshida today. Jamie is a project manager at Aspen, and I'm so excited that we get to speak to you, Jamie. Thank you for first saying yes to being a part of our event, and we're looking forward to getting to know you a little bit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm just beside myself.
Let's just we're gonna get one thing out of the way. We don't think you're nervous at all right now, and so Jamie's a little nervous, so I'm gonna just break the ice for her so she feels a little bit better. So we're excited to have you on camera. I'm sure that you don't do this often, so I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you.
No problem. So tell us a little bit about you. Who do you work for? Where are you at? And just a little bit about your roofing career.
Okay, well, I am a project manager at Aspen Contracting. This is my third year here. I've been in the industry for a few years. I started in Colorado in the industry. I actually started in the industry installing commercial roofing for a living. That's how I got in the roofing industry. So I used to do TPO, EPDM, all that stuff up in Denver. And so that's how I got in the industry. And then I got into sales. And then I worked for a couple different companies here and there, and landed up with Aspen Contracting. And since then, I've just soared, done really well.
That's I live in Denver, and I've known about you probably since you did live in Denver or worked here, but there aren't too many female installers of roofing systems, but being a commercial installer and being female as well is huge. So congrats to you on that. That's amazing. But then now you're slinging shingles, right?
Yeah, that's it. I don't sell much commercial. I do mainly residential. So yeah, I kind of took a shift on that, but yeah.
No, that's incredible. I love all of the installers out there. Samantha D. Katow, Roofer Girl, and then Michelle Mulder, two of my closest friends, both female installers, and they're there's nobody like those guys.
Yeah.
So tell us something that you like to do besides working. As a project manager, typically in the Southwest Florida market, you don't have a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah, you don't. You find yourself living in Florida and thinking, I live in Florida and I haven't gone to the beach and I haven't done this and I haven't done that. So we take a lot of time to do things, go to the beach. We go swimming all the time. We love to cook and just hang out and have a good time. And yeah, so I love living in Florida. I do. I do like it here a lot.
No doubt. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Florida for you as a roofer right now. Is there are you finding it hard to make sales? Is it easy right now? Are the laws and regulations messing up a lot of stuff? Tell us about what your thoughts are.
Well, I think that right now, like in the beginning of the storm, I think that's why it was so important for us to grind so hard at the beginning. Because right now, what I'm finding is a lot of those homeowners in the beginning are settling and they're ready to move forward. So I'm getting so many callbacks from homeowners that we did in the beginning that are like, oh, I'm just going to get a PA and wait. So I'm like, okay, well, when you're ready to move forward, let me know. And that's what's happening right now.
Right.
So yeah, so I think it benefited me to grind that hard at the beginning of the storm and do all those estimates and inspections. And I had that book of business huge. And, so now they're all coming back. So that's right where I'm at in my pipeline building right now. I go knock doors still, religiously. That's a self-generating business. So I get, knock doors. It's a different market. So my approach is a lot different with the homeowners when I try to talk to them. I get my teeth kicked in some days, but it's
well, you're a roofer, so you expect
Yeah, right.
I was talking to somebody in Dallas the other day. I was like, besides the cops pulling you over asking for a permit or your license, the door knockers in the roofing industry get the shit end of, the bad end of the stick. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Right. But no, do you I asked you earlier about a book that maybe you're reading. What about a book maybe you're writing?
So I have a book of notes I've been keeping since I started in the industry because I'm somewhat of a nerd. So I couldn't feel comfortable going in and selling something I didn't know anything about. So I did all the classes I could. I got all the certifications I could, and I kept a book of notes. And it's just a general like roofing 101. What is this?
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Like
I was sharing the post.
So multitasking. Yeah. That's what we do. All right. But it's just a book of general notes, like general roofing terms. What's a gable? What's a rake? What's an eave? You know, roof pitches, stuff like that. All the way down to what the general work order is. So it's just really basic roofing 101 stuff that I had forever. People have offered me money for it.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times when as educators in the roofing industry, we tend to over educate or go higher than somebody's head, but keeping it simple is truly the way that I've done what I've done on social media. And I respect that you're also trying to keep it at what I call the 5th grade level, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, stupid simple.
Yeah.
It took a long time before it all clicked, you know, but once it did, it was just like that light bulb and went off, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Who's somebody that you look up to in your life? Maybe in the roofing industry, maybe it's somebody that is not in the roofing industry.
Oh man, well, not in the roofing industry would be my dad. You know, my dad, hands down, is my #1 fan. Like, awesome. Greg Yoshida is an amazing man. He has my back, heart, and soul, and he's one of my best friends. Inspires me every day. He always hear my baby.
That's okay. You know what? Being a parent is awesome. It's cool. I got some kids over here too. I've been telling them just be quiet.
All right. My dad always told me never stop learning. You know, always move forward, one foot in front of the other. You know, he's always inspired me to do that. So definitely my dad. And you know, in the roofing industry, you know, I got to be honest, Mike Jansen. He's my best friend in the industry. He's taught me so much. He believed in me when nobody else really ever did. And he just taught me so much. And I mean, I wouldn't have been here or made it this far in the industry without his guidance and knowledge and help. He's a great leader and he's a great manager. So shout out to him for sure.
That's really great. No, you know that there aren't too many people out there that can give a shout out like that and mean it, especially in our industry. As a female on the sales or project management side, how has it been for you? Both in the, you know, not saying that Aspen's doing anything wrong, but in your history of being in the industry, has it been easy for you?
You mean as a female?
As a female, yeah.
There's been times when I've knocked on a door and they look at me and they're like, "You're gonna get on my roof." Slam the door in my face, you know. And so it's been sometimes a tough battle to overcome, but when they see me out there and like up on the roof and doing the thing, like the respect you earn and the gratification from that is just amazing, you know.
Yeah, especially being able to connect with somebody on a different level, you know, guys knocking on a door versus girls. I you know, I can understand the sales process is a lot different, because you're having to build trust a little bit differently, which hopefully in time that'll change, right?
Yeah, I think it is. I think a lot of people see more and more in the industry and you know, out there and in the field and doing the things. So yeah.
What kind of technology are you using out there when you're selling? I'm sure Aspen is providing you guys with like a ton of technology. What are you using?
Yeah, so they provide us with all, like you said, the technology we need. We use Canvasser for, you know, when we're out knocking. We use Giddy Up for our cells or our roofing software. Eagle View. So yeah, just all that stuff. I got my own iPad because they provide you with an iPad at Aspen U, but I've got my own big iPad that I use, and I have a keyboard that I connected, so it's like a laptop everywhere I go. Huge difference in selling and at the table, at dinner table.
Right. You know, being able to create a sales proposal within minutes or whatever, or having all of that right at your hands, you know, having that over the past, you know, 7-8 years with the drones and, you know, things right at your fingertips is been kind of it's been great. I know that for sure. I work for a roofing technology company myself, you know, but I've always loved Roofer. But then, you know, along the way, the company cams, the other programs out there, you had to get
Rabbit. There's so many other options. Links and
You know what? I always tell everybody, make sure that you should look at every product to make the right decision before you buy. Right?
Right.
What might be right for me isn't right for you.
Right.
So, what kind of education do you do in the construction industry for yourself? Is there anything that you put kind of education that you go through yearly or try to do?
Well, Mike Jansen does training all the time. Like
Okay.
he has training at his office all the time, product training. He has people coming in all the time for the different suppliers and product offerings, and constantly keeping us on the up and up in the industry and what we have to have for the knowledge. So it's definitely with that. Yeah.
That's so great. Yeah, no, one of the things when I was working back in the past recruiting people for other organizations, I one of the biggest proponents of making sure that every week we were bringing this same type of people. There's not a lot of organizations out there that do that or find it valuable because they're really there for the money, right? And
Right.
not the education of teaching the homeowner, teaching the sales project manager, teaching the production manager, all the way down to the subcontractors of about what you expect and keeping that going. So it's really great that you're doing that as often as possible. What would you say a roofing company that might not be doing education or to a salesperson out there that maybe needs a little bit more education? Where can they go to get some help like that? Who would you recommend?
Oh man, I don't know. I learned by baptism of fire. No, go in and do it. That's how I've learned everything in the industry. All the training I've gotten and everything, like I said, has been through Aspen, and they're keeping you up in the loop. I always tell people just never stop learning,
Yeah.
ever. You can't ever stop learning. Everything's always changing in the industry. So even if you've had the training before, go to it again and again and again and again, because you might have missed something in the first training or the second or the third, and now this time it might click more. And
Right.
you'll get it better. So the reiteration of the training and just keeping up on your product knowledge, and always just never stop learning. And what you take from one person that does it in the industry, or from what another person does it in the industry, take what you can from each person, because you're going to find your own way.
Right.
Right. That's how I feel. That's what I would tell somebody.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Just keep going, right?
Yeah.
What So what's next for you? I'm sorry, I was looking down there. What's next for you? Are you going to stay 20 years? You going to retire soon?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm taking it day by day right now. I have goals. I have my
Yeah.
goals for the year, and I'm pretty on track with those, with my sales numbers and stuff. So I'm just, day by day plugging away, waiting for the next big one,
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So what's a piece of advice that you could give a salesperson out there right now that could be watching this live? This live is going to live forever, right? And they're seeing you here now. What's a piece of advice you could give them?
Just don't give up, keep grinding and just don't ever give up. It's a frustrating, it can kick you in your ass job. And there's been times when I pulled over the side of the road and screamed and cried, but it's worth it. The lifestyle is worth it. And the benefits of being able to manage your own time and in essence, be your own boss, it's just, there's nothing more gratifying than that. So if it's something that you want, just don't give up, because once you get it, man, you just soar and you just keep going.
Yeah, no doubt. You just have to keep going, right? The project management side of this industry is roughneck. It's tiring. I remember getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to make it to the build that was happening at 5:30 because we were trying to beat the sun in in Texas.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, and even still, we wouldn't go to bed until midnight because we were doing reports or preparing estimates or getting exactimates written, because the grind never stops in season. And I'm proud of you for sticking around as long as you have. So
Thanks. Thank you.
So you want to give a shout out to anybody here before we get off, or do you want to let anybody know about Fort Lauderdale coming up in a week and a half?
Yes. I put it on my Facebook, but it's going to be a huge event, and I'm going to be on a panel speaking like this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I look for everybody to come and join us. So I'm really excited, and I really appreciate the opportunity and the invite and the recognition. Like, beyond myself. So thank
No,
you.
it's great to have you. Thank you for saying yes again. And I'll go ahead and go to close, but you can get your tickets now for Rise, a Roofer Roadshow by going to roofer.com/rise. We're looking forward to people like Jamie Yoshida, River Tunnel will be there, John Brose from MHI Roofing, Corey Combs from South Shore Roofing, and just across the United States with Raymond Wendell Little, Eric Richardson. We're going to have David Taggart in South Texas next week, or right after yours. So there's so many great people out there. If I didn't call your name, I apologize, but 24 of them. But anyways, but thank you guys so much. It's been great having you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, TJ. Bye.